What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. My next topic, I want to get into Joe Budden's response to Jess Hilarious rant on IG about the Breakfast Club. And I'm still tripping off the fact that DJ Envy and Charlemagne, two legends in radio who have been running the show for over 15 years, have allowed Jess Hilarious to disrespect their platform. When she had that outbreak, instead of laying down the law, DJ Envy and Charlemagne decided it would be a good idea to turn it into content. I mean, come on. If you're supposed to be the executive producers of the show, why would you let an employee of yours disrespect you and then show up to work the next morning? In my opinion, they acting like they too scared to make hard decisions for fear of public backlash. I mean, after 15 years on the show, they know what it takes to keep a strong platform. Leaders are supposed to have a spine, set the tone, protect the legacy, make the hard decisions when things get out of hand. It makes you wonder if they more worried about public opinion rather than maintaining the legacy of the Breakfast Club. When you in charge of the show, you gotta have the guts to enforce standards. Let's check out what Joe Budden had to say about Jess Hilarious acting out.
I'm gonna go totally off script for this one tonight.
Tell all my business.
Listen, Jess did such an amazing job being the messiest nigga I've ever seen in my life that I went to bed content, happy.
Not me.
I went to bed and was like, yo.
No, you bugging.
I got enough from that.
Shit, I went to bed like, all right, I'm getting up early. And I'm going to FM radio for the first time in years.
See,
Right to 105.1.
I was so complete.
Now, fuck that.
But then I woke up and, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. And I picked up my phone. I seen the energy out there. I seen a few clips start getting. I said, ooh, some breakfast?
I like breakfast.
Wait, what?
It's the most important meal of the day.
Tell him, wait, you not, no, you lying. Because God got a good sense of humor. You not telling me that this bitch did all that last night and came to work.
That was gangster.
No, this is some of the greatest theater.
Well, that's when you sleep it off.
For me, this was some of the greatest theater we've seen in a while. She woke up and got dressed. Talk about Black Air Force One energy.
Early. Oh, and y'all gotta be there early. Mad early.
Yeah, so you there at 5 a.m., 5:30.
Shit, might not
staring
slept.
at somebody. Oh, you ain't sleep.
You hit a nigga already hot from. I ain't.
You hit a nigga with
And what? I'm here. And what? I'm here. Sit down like nothing happened. That's gangster.
And came in there to my corporate job with just a Baltimore understanding of things.
I was about to say that's that be more shit.
You coming on a show that has been active for 15 years, 13 years, not only active, but probably somewhere around number one for most of the time that they've been there.
Yeah, since they
right?
started.
No matter what you think of them today, legacy's legacy in what it is. So if these people are telling you, like when Envy and Charlemagne are saying, hey, they kicked my back in plenty of times, and I still got to come in here and do what I got to do. And Jess's response was, yeah, but that's how y'all carry it. That's not how I carry it. She missing the memo.
She is.
She missing the memo right there is your ego and your pride and how you carry it comes secondary to the gig.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally in agreement with you. What I'm saying is Envy and Charlemagne are 15, 20 years in. It's because they both been on the radio pre-Breakfast Club, right? So it's like a veteran football player telling his young football player, yo, this is how you should carry it. You get to that level. You get to that level of thicker skin that she may not have right now at this point in her career.
Okay, wait, because we still conflating things, and I want to be clear and concise in what I'm trying to say. Granted, I'm rolling with your theory. You ain't there yet. The shit affects you and it bothers you. I think that's okay.
Cool.
Another line needs to be drawn before you get to the internet knowing it's okay.
What you mean? Oh, true.
Yes.
I agree with that.
We're talking about two different lines.
Yes, totally.
I'm not mad at her for feeling however she felt about comments. You just had a baby. This new girl is kind of ill. Lauren is dope at what she's being asked to do.
The gig.
They're dope in different ways. Yeah. Also, I think Jess is mistaken, and again, this is me saying it, I think she's mistaken in calling it her segment. Because Jess, whether you there or not, somebody has to sit there and run through hot topics.
Yes.
Yeah. Whether we call it Nancy's News or whatever the fuck we call it.
Word on the street.
Whatever we call
She
it.
didn't need to get to combining IPs. Jess with the mess should have been Jess with the mess away from the Breakfast Club. And whatever this topic segment is, then that needs to be that. And it also, listen, Lauren is really good though, that too. I didn't know about all her TMZ background and all that.
That's always the mistake,
But it's real easy to look at her and listen to her. She can read. I'm seriously.
That's the
Because they put Jess in a position to where she was fucking up the shit. Because she wasn't reading with the with the fluidness. Is all I'm saying. It's a fact. It's not Joe saying it, so y'all have to look at me stupid.
Say no, I'm not. I'm just trying
not
to
Joe
listen.
man.
But see, that's where the mistake come in. Because if I'm suggesting somebody to hold it down while I'm going, I don't want to suggest nobody that's better at certain things than me.
But why not? If you confident,
Because that motherfucker might stick.
But that's the other thing where control.
The mess, you confident in what you're doing. You can suggest somebody. I want
better than me.
All right, listen.
That's the other spot where control was the illusion. I'm putting somebody here as the company that's good no matter what. If you have a suggestion that will help, awesome. But you don't call this shot.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah.
But the company lies
And
to
she
you.
kept saying it.
She
I
kept
picked
saying,
that,
I'm
I
the one
picked
that put
I
her
picked
there. I'm the one that
No,
put her there.
baby, you
Not-
did
not-
not. You
not
are
your
not
show.
the one. You
Even
are
if you
not
did
the one.
suggest it, even if she was never on the radar,
Yeah,
you
you're
suggested
not the
it.
one that did that.
You didn't pick. They still had to pick that. You're right.
So I was rocking with her the first day until the next day, and then I was.
That's when she went to work.
And when she went to work,
And they all
and
confirmed.
now you hear the other sides of the story because there's always other sides of the story.
Sure.
And now Envy is saying, "Fam, if you felt like that, that's cool. I spoke to you off camera, and I told you that. Let me know what you feel, and we gonna handle it. Cause I fuck with you, and I love you, and I rock with you. I'm gonna do what you say. If you don't want Shorty in here, she don't have to be in here.
Right.
Your
That's the
answer-
other thing. Stop right there. Highlight that shit. Yo, when somebody is coming to you and asking for honesty, sometimes it's best to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the moment to say,
How you really feel?
I don't want this young lady
Sure.
in the room while I'm here.
Oh, you talking about her?
This was pitched to me as the three of us,
Yes.
and it should be the three of us. She can get her great producing ass to where she was.
sorry.
Yo,
And
and that's
you-
the trick. To be team player,
You gotta be a team
You have
player.
to be a team player.
Yeah.
Got
As far you can't trick greatness. You know what it takes to be great? Being great. So if you know that later on, actually that comes up today when I fucking do my quit smoking shit. I'm not smoking. Last time when I quit smoking and then I picked up again, I was sneaking to go smoke like I was tricking anybody but my own self and my own body. So now I don't do it. Because there is nobody to trick but you. You're gonna know when you can't breathe. This ain't for nobody else.
Yeah.
That ain't for nobody else. That's for if you know what's about to happen when this girl come work here full time, save it. Save yourself.
That's true.
If
And this girl is good, and this girl is attractive, and she can read, and she got a background, and she's winning over public perception by just doing the job, and she's non-threatening, like could fit in, like she could work with 3 of y'all, she could work with 4 of y'all. It's mad problems to have with this good at her job head ass girl. If you're just being honest with yourself.
Now I agree with what Joe had to say, but in my opinion, they should have not allowed her to come back on the show. They should have terminated her contract right then, as an example. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna be in charge of a show that has been on air for over a decade, you gotta act like it. It looks like neither one of them are in charge. When you let people get away with disrespect, you let them know that it's okay. All I would say to Charlemagne and DJ Envy, it's time to stand up, show what leadership looks like. Real leaders would have negotiated that situation in front of everybody and made sure a resolution was came to on the spot. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.